In this video, I'm going to talk about getting fit after 40. But don't let that number stop you, because this information is vital even when you are approaching 40. And stick around to the end where I give you a bonus tip that will set you ahead of the rest as you hit another decade milestone. And be sure to subscribe to this channel because the same value you are experiencing in this video appears in every video I make. And I don't want you to miss any of them. So go ahead and click that button on the bottom right. A few years ago, I was training a lawyer who was a tall guy. He would come to see me and sometimes he would talk about his lower back pain. It's just me getting older, he would say. He was 43 years old. It wasn't age, it was physical inactivity combined with long hours sitting down. He was not the only one who attributed physical ills with age. And for some reason, 40 appears to be the age where it's just me getting older gets into the lexicon. In this video, I'm going to show you how life after 40 doesn't have to be a laundry list of health bombs raining down on you. You could easily become fitter than you have ever been, and it just takes a few tweaks to what you are probably already doing. So let me start out by saying I'm not living in a fantasy land with this video. I know and you know there are things that are easier back in your early 20s. I remember frequently in my early 20s going out drinking, getting into bed at 3 a.m, waking up at 8 to get to a lecture at 9 with at least a reasonable amount of coherence. Now, if I was to recreate that, I'd feel like a rock band was playing inside my head for 4 days after. So some things, as you already know, will feel different as you age. Testosterone can diminish 1% each year after 30. They can send a rocket to the moon, but they can't cure baldness. And whilst perimenopause can start around mid-40s, some experience a lot sooner into their 30s. The body changes as we age. It's part of life. But you have a multitude of ways to slow down that rate of change and become fitter and healthier than you've ever been. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 exercise modalities you want to include weekly. The 5 exercise modalities are strength, stability, suppleness, sprint, and steady state cardio. So let's start with strength. Every Christmas without fail, I would flick through the channels and at some point come across the world's strongest man. Seeing them lift the Atlas stones or pull a car down the track is a purest show of strength. But we all need strength, allowing our bodies to deal with whatever challenges throw at us. It helps to protect our joints as we age, and more importantly, who wouldn't want to walk into the gym age 50 and deadlift similar weights to what a 20-year-old is struggling with? It's possible, but you've got to make it a habit starting now. Of course, strength is very individual. If you've never set foot in the gym before, trying to deadlift over 100 kilos is a path straight to back surgery. Find what exercise works for you. Let's take a simple squat. If you've never exercised before, just start with bodyweight squats. As you progress with that and want more resistance, you can grab a kettlebell or dumbbell and go for a goblet squat. As time goes on and you want to advance, you can then find a barbell and begin back squats. And within that explanation lies a key factor in building strength: progress. More specifically, progressive overload. This is the idea where you incrementally increase the weight you lift in order to continually provide stimuli for your muscles to adapt to. Hence, strength increase. So to increase your fitness as you age, strength is one foundational part of it. When picking exercises for increasing strength, pick ones known as compound exercises that activate more than one muscle group when you move, namely squats, lunges, hinge exercises like deadlifts, as well as push or pull exercises like chest press or bent over rows. The second modality is stability. Now, many of you are familiar with the term core stability, and on a basic explanation, it is the ability to protect your spine whilst your extremities move. How you protect your spine is by expanding your diaphragm and bracing in a similar way to what you did when you were a kid and you saw someone's play punch coming into your body a miles away. The ability to stabilize your body is of paramount importance in everyday life, from helping you sit with minimal slouching to being a key player in your weekend sports team. When people think of core stability, many come with two exercises, ab crunches and planks. Well, ab crunches are quickly becoming obsolete and planks are not done in a way they should. Think 20 seconds with as much tension as you can muster rather than a 5-minute endurance event. So stability is a game of anti-movements. When a form of resistance, including gravity, is trying to take you one way, you keep your body solid to resist or continue along a path you have intended. Take pull-off press for example. As I press the cable out, there is a pull coming from the cable wanting my body to rotate towards the cable. I am resisting that, causing the muscles around your spine to co-contract and holding my torso in place. So there are three main anti-movement categories: anti-flexion, anti-rotation, and anti-extension. By incorporating all three of these movements into your exercise repertoire, you will have a solid torso and help avoid many of the problems facing over 40s, namely lower back pain. Next up, we have suppleness. So can you touch your toes? If you can't, you wouldn't be alone. It's one of the tests I do in the first session of PT, and it's common for my clients not to be able to. There's a joke that you know when someone's old when they start to make groaning noises as they move. You watch some people pick up something off the floor and it's like they're about to set off on a challenging voyage. A large part of this is the level of suppleness they have in their body, namely the range of motion their joints are able to handle. For example, we talked about touching your toes, but can you deep squat? This is to do with the level of flexibility in your ankles and hips. Can you straighten your arm directly above your head? This is to do with the level of suppleness in your bicep, pectoral muscles and shoulders. Can you stand up straight and put your pelvis into neutral? This is to do with the level of suppleness in your hip flexor. When you experience tightness, it restricts your movement. When your movement is restricted, it increases your chances of injury and stops you strengthening your body to its full potential. So as you age, tightness will be seen as more common in your friendship groups. Don't accept it as fact. You don't have to accept your body being tighter than a rubber band left out in the sun for years. So there are two methods you can adopt to develop more suppleness. Static stretching, which you'll be more familiar with if you've ever done certain forms of yoga or been part of a sports team. And dynamic mobility, which is where you take your joints for a range of motion in a repetitive manner, rather than remaining static. If you want to experience this, be sure to see my link regarding my health protocol online training, where dynamic mobility features heavily in the first stages of the plan. The fourth S is sprint. And this essentially means anything explosive for a period of between 8 and 20 seconds. This trains the anaerobic system and also tests your joints in a way that strengthens them. Too often what can happen is people who exercise or opt to lift heavy, just do cardio all the time, or do high intensity interval training, but at relatively low intensity. What I'm proposing here is for a short period, go all out while maintaining good technique. And examples of this include sprinting in a straight line or on a treadmill, going all out on a rowing machine. If you have access to a prowler, this is great for power development. Kettlebell swings done at a challenging weight is also a good method of explosive activity. Too often as we age, we slow down, especially if you are used to a physically inactive job. The ability to physically go from 0 to 60 in seconds keeps joints limber, develops strength and power in your body that is rare in the 40 age bracket and beyond. Why? Because many are not incorporating these 5 exercise modalities on a regular basis. So the final one is steady state cardio. This is the one most people identify with and revert to when they want to get fit. Steady state cardio is simply performing an exercise for an extended period of time on a consistent pace. The most familiar is obviously running, but it can also include rowing, cycling and cross trainer. This form of exercise is known as aerobic exercise. This is where your body uses oxygen for energy and stores to be used for longer periods of exercise. Doing regular steady state cardio has shown to reduce a number of problems that are common post 40. These include risk of heart disease, blood pressure, control of blood glucose level, and improved lung function, to name a few. Additionally, for many, it is fantastic for mental health as well, with many commenting how regular steady state cardio helps clear the head and think better. In fact, a best-selling book was called What I Think About When I'm Running. So that is the 5 modalities you must include to be a lot fitter than most post 40. Adding strength, stability, suppleness, sprint and steady state cardio. Now, a bonus tip. Want to supercharge how you do these exercise modalities? Well, learn to breathe effectively. When I train clients and observe people in the gym, too often there is too much breath holding, short shallow breaths, and breathing solely from the mouth. When you exercise, you want a nice steady stream of oxygen coming through the nose and exhale with a level of control that generates power. It's like a boxer who exhales as they punch to amplify the power of their punch. Exercise is the same. Coordinating your breathing with the exertion of an exercise, and also as you go through the range of motion in the stretch to keep your body relaxed. So that's it for today's videos. Let me know in the comments box which modality you have been lacking in your exercise regime, and I'll comment on some good exercises for you to add. So until next time, I'll see you in the next video.